Hey guys, J-Man here for another comic book review. Adventures of Superman, John Kent, number 4. I'm going to review this using my SPACE method. Story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 and 2. 2 is the best you can get in any category. If I give the storyline of this comic a perfect score of 2 out of 2, that doesn't mean that the storyline of this comic is better than any other storyline that's a classic storyline. It's not better than The Dark Knight Returns. It's not better than V for Vendetta. It's not better than Watchmen. I'm reviewing this comic based on itself and its peers. So this is number 4 in a series. It's also Jonathan Kent. We know is this Tom Taylor still? Tom Taylor is doing this. So we know all of that going in. I'm reviewing it based on that. You're going to pay $3.99 American for this comic book. Is it worth getting for that $3.99? And, you know, it comes with expectations, right? Like, you know who Jonathan Kent is. So how well did they meet your expectations on this comic? Following along, if you've been following along, the last few I've been kind of more positive. Started out being okay, and it kind of has gone up a little bit. I think issue 3, I don't remember the score I gave it. It was good. This one's definitely the best of the ones that we've had so far. I would probably go so far as to say that this is the best Jonathan Kent story we've had since he's grown up. As John Kent and Damian and the Super Sons and all of that stuff when he's young, I thought he was a great character. I thought he was amazing. I loved him. Then he had his own series, which I thought was aimless. I just could not get into it. We know what they did with the, with the sexuality. I guess they tried to get more sales. I think maybe it boosted sales for a little bit. I don't think it did anything for the character at all. He's just bland. This has been the first time, well, this series in general has been the first time that I've kind of liked him, and I love the electric blue stuff, which you can see I've got a little electric blue Superman stuff here. So using John Kent and making him electric blue, I think it makes him stand out, and I actually like that. I think that's a great idea. So that is, if that is in fact a Tom Taylor idea, then kudos to you, buddy. That's a great idea. This one in particular has been the best Jonathan Kent has been ever. Let's break it down. I'm going to give the storyline a 1.5 out of 2. I'm still not giving it a 2 out of 2. And I've got a buddy, DW, he comments a lot. He really likes this. I'm so close to giving this a 2 out of 2 for the story. My problem is that it's still a bad guy Superman. I just despise that idea. I think it's so tired. I'm literally tired of it. I thought it was great in Superman 3, the film, because I thought that was very scary, and Superman was a little bit creepy. That's it. I don't need to have this every time. Ultraman, different character, fine, they can have him. That's an interesting thing because he's a bad guy. But this, like, Superman is corrupt or he does bad things, I'm just done with that. The reason I'm even giving this a 1.5 is that the story outside of that is still done pretty good. So I'm giving it a 1.5. I'm going to give the pacing a 1.5 as well. This one is now John Kent, so he's on another universe where there's something off, right? There's the Batman faction that's fighting the Superman faction, and it seems like the Superman faction's kind of in the wrong. So Superman, again, is this, bad guy or Superman. But he's not like just like an evil bad guy. He thinks he's doing good. So John is not sure where to align himself with. On the one hand, the Clark of this universe really loves John Kent, and he had lost his John Kent, so he's really happy about having him. But John Kent's like, well, I can't trust him, but I don't trust the Batman guys. We'll get to the characters of John Kent in a minute, but this is the story, and John is now conflicted, and he's trying to figure out what's going on. So the storyline is 1.5, the pacing is 1.5. When you're doing a story like this, it's very difficult to get fast, action-paced stuff, which is what I expect out of Superman. I expect Superman to be fast-paced with lots of action. You're not really getting a lot of action in this comic. However, the pacing doesn't suffer for it. It's still pretty good. So I'm giving it 1.5 anyways, above average for pacing. I actually liked the way Jonathan Kent was kind of trying to figure out what was going on. Normally I might even say this is like a filler, like, do I need this? But I actually think I do need this. So that's the other thing with the story. I actually do need this. So again, I'm very close to giving it perfect scores, but I can't. This evil Superman thing, it's just tired. I can't do it. That's my own personal opinion. You might think differently, and you might think this is a great story. That's great. Artistry, man, I like the art in this comic. It's really grown on me. I feel like it's very colorful. It's bright. It looks good for Superman. There's a couple of nice pages. Oh, I love the electric blue here. I thought that was done really nicely. I don't know, I just, this looks actually pretty good to me. I don't know why I didn't like the costume before, but they've retooled it a bit, and it looks a little bit better now to me. Ah, gosh, I'm gonna give it a 1.5. 1.5 for art. And I'm gonna give the characters, I'm gonna give them 1.5. I wanna give it a 2. Jonathan Kent here is great. He makes all the right decisions. He doesn't just align with someone and doesn't want to fight people. He is trying to get to the bottom of things. I think this is the best he's been written since he's been a youngster. So if you've been met on him, just grab this one. You understand? You don't even need the other issues. He's on another Earth. That's it, right? Like, I mean, the pacing in general is just not great for modern comics. They keep dragging shit out. But this comic is good. Enjoyment factor, I'm going to give it a 1.5. No, I'll give it a 2. I'm going to give it a 2. You know why? I like this comic. I actually really liked it. I love the way that John is following the clues around. I like the decisions that he makes. This character, this is Jay. I should have made this point in the character. So I'm going to give this a 3, 6, 7. I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Great score. Great comic. This is the character Jay. This is his boyfriend from the other series. And I found the character in that series to be completely like irritating and very stereotypical of one of these types of people now, these like woke people or whatever it is, the pink hair and everything. It's like, really, let's make a character, let's make a character that's actually kind of not realistic, but a little bit more interesting. Like, don't go for the obvious things. And I actually think that this character, the way he's portrayed in this universe, is way better. I actually like the character, and actually I laughed out loud here where he's taught, where does he say it? Something he's like, so he's like, oh, are we together in your universe? And he's like, yeah, we're boyfriends and he's like, oh, you got that. He goes, damn, I did good in that other universe or something like that. What does he actually say? He goes, damn, way to go, alternate universe me. I actually laughed out loud. I thought that was really fun. See, this here is inserting personality into a character. This guy I actually cared about this character in this, and actually later, I'm not going to spoil it. Well, something happens where when he's kind of confronted, and I thought, oh shit, like this I actually cared about the character. I might even give the characters, maybe I'll go back and give it a 2. Maybe I'll give it an 8.5. I'll give it you know what? I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. No, I can't. I don't like the Superman evil thing. Guys, listen, if you do a Superman evil, it's just like, no, stop it. I'm going to stick with my 8 out of 10. That's it. Final answer. But very, very good. This was really good. I like this a lot. Let me know what your thoughts are on this, because I'm a little stunned at that I like this one so much. Again, I'm always going to give Superman a chance. There's people out there that don't like this Superman. That is completely fine. That is your opinion. You are entitled to have that opinion. You are able to say, I don't like this for whatever reason you want. It's your money. Don't buy it if you don't want it. I am a Superman fan who's going to be a little loose, and I'm going to be forgiving on Superman things. And that said, I liked this one. Might not be for everyone, but I think they did a good job on it. And the last issue was pretty good too. So it's getting there. It's Superman is making a comeback. So let's see how this goes. It is exciting to have Superman kind of go back up a little bit. For me, he's my favorite character of all time, not just in comics, but just in any genre. So I'm happy about that. So let me know your thoughts on Adventures of Superman John Kent. All right, until next time.